Hi everybody, my name is Bridgette Mongeon. I'm a sculptor. Welcome to my studio in Houston, Texas. I am a sculptor that they chose to do the sculpture of Grandma Gatewood, and I am so excited. But I wanted to invite you into my studio to give you a little update on how things are happening. The fundraising team has been working behind the scenes doing a lot of things, including update the grandmagatewood.com website so that everybody can read it and everybody can follow along. I'm blogging on that page about the process, as well as my Instagram. What you're going to see here is what we call the maquette, or the smaller version of Grandma Gatewood. And it's far from being done. I have poses that we took of a woman in clothes, in period clothes. I'm involved with Houston Women Hiking, so she's a woman that's from Houston Women Hiking. So I have these on my computer. These are my reference photos, because the old photographs, you can't get the detail that you need. You really need to see folds, etc. And there are a lot of folds in this. And so she came in and we did a sitting with her taking photographs all the way around, which is written in the blog. And then I have photographs of Grandma Gatewood, usually very old, low-res photos. So I try to work with those to get the feeling for Grandma Gatewood. Probably the thing that excited me the most about the Grandma Gatewood images was getting the interview with Groucho Marx.
Folks, what did they raise on the farm in addition to you?
Tobacco and corn, wheat, and a little cane.
A little cane?
And I went there and I took some images of her all the way around in that, she put her head down, she turned to the right, she turned to the left. This helps me quite a bit. The poses you see is not the average pose that you see in, where she's sitting there with her back or her satchel over her shoulder. I want to do something different. Anybody that hikes, those experiences when you're hiking and you see something and you just marvel at it and you're by yourself. I think the other images, although everybody relates that to Grandma Gatewood, I feel like it kind of was an intrusion into her space after a while, with the reporters and the people always wanting to take photographs. And I can see, as much as she liked to be out in the woods as I do, hike like a girl here on my shirt, I think that was a little bit more intrusive, and I wanted to get her more in a natural stance. The idea is she's going to be hiking a little bit uphill. We'll put her on a berm, and then you'll be able to come next to her and pose next to her and pretend that you're hiking with her. So what happens after this maquette? Well, I've got a few hard days of working on this before I can really consider it ready for doing scanning. Now, I work with both traditional processes and digital processes. This is a book I wrote quite a while ago, and it talks about the process that I do. The first thing that we're going to do is, once I get this done and it's approved by the family, the pose, somewhat of the face. It's really hard to get a face in great detail. I would rather wait and work on it in the detail of her face and the large life size. But we'll have a company come in and they're going to 3D scan this. We'll put points all over her. They'll 3D scan the whole entire thing, and I get a model in the computer. I can also work on her face in the computer and the body and do some other things in the computer. What we're trying to get from that is a CNC. CNC stands for Computer Numerically Controlled Milling. First, it's milled in urethane foam and the rough cut, and then they come back with a final cut. When that comes to my studio, we put all the pieces together, and then we are able to carve on them and add clay. Final thing is the bronze. The same thing will happen with the Grandma Gatewood sculpture. Once we get the foam, it comes to my studio. And then my interns and I, really women from the Houston Women Hiking group who have volunteered, are going to come in and put clay on it, and I'll do the detail, and they'll come in, they'll smooth it out. Once we are done with that, we will have a life-size clay, which is so cool to have of Grandma Gatewood here. And it has a whole nother process to go through before it goes to casting. Having this sculpture helps us to be able to know how much it's going to cost, because then we can send this to a company that does the CNC and this to somebody that does the bronze, and they will be able to tell us how much it's going to cost. We still have some unknown variables, as we don't know where on the AT. Did I say it's going in two places? It's going to her cemetery in Ohio, and a second one is going somewhere near the AT. Can't go on the AT, but it's going somewhere near the AT, and stay tuned and to see where that is going to be. That's basically it. I'm spending a lot of time here working on the sculpture and just going around putting clay on and taking clay off. We have the reference photographs of her, which I've enlarged to the same size to kind of get some proportional views of her, where her waist is compared to her knees, type of thing, just so I can have this inspiration to see and to be able to glance up at this. We have the satchel that we made, we have her shoes, we have her shirt and her pants over here, and we have some canteens that she'll be carrying. This is the canteen strap. So basically, this is the beginning of the sculpture and how it is looking. And I move around and I take off and I put on and I take off and I put on and I smooth until I get the proportions correct, and then I can work on her face more. I cut her head off to work on it because it's easier to look at it from all directions than it is on here. Basically, that's the process. When will this be done? Maybe next year. It really is going to depend upon the fundraising. Please, people, we need you to share as much information as you can about this sculpture. So share our posts, share this video, share your experiences with knowing Grandma Gatewood and how she inspired you. I know she inspired me and many other women, and I continue to try to do that within my my involvement with hiking and Houston Women Hiking. So Ohio, somewhere along the AT, and coming to you from Texas, we're all involved with Grandma Gatewood.